In this video, I'm going to reveal some ways that banks have secretly been discriminating against you. Now, when we're talking about discrimination, it's not race only. There's many other ways that banks have been discriminating, and now there's a number of class action lawsuits. Trigger warning, you may fall in multiple categories of this discrimination. And if you feel like you have been a victim in the past of discrimination, drop in the comments section where you feel you've been discriminated at and what banks you feel discriminated against you. And we're going to reveal some of these class action lawsuits and show you how to process your claim. Now, if you're new to my channel is designed to help you no matter where you are in your credit journey. So if you're tired of being denied for credit, make sure you join our credit community by subscribing to this channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and hitting your notification bell so you can be notified anytime I upload a new video. And at my website, I give you a free hard inquiry removal package because hard inquiries can get you denied for credit. I also have other packages for purchase to help remove your negative items. We also started our credit kickoff at the beginning of the year, which is designed to help you increase your credit score by 100 points in 45 days. And I'm doing it every Saturday right here on this YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Central Time. And it's absolutely free. Just join our lives and you can ask questions. Also, I started my elite credit system a couple of months ago, and many customers and users are getting great results, like Sean, who was able to increase his credit score well over a 750 credit score in a couple of months. So if you would like to join, leave the links in the description of this video and in the pinned comment section. So let's jump into this information. There are a number of ways that banks discriminate against you, but I'm going to list 6 categories on how they're secretly discriminating against you. Now, one way, which is obvious, is race. Navy Federal came under fire when it was discovered that they have denied 50% of Black home loan applicants compared to white counterparts that were approved by a 75% rate. It was discovered that many of the Black and white home applicants had the same factors, which the white home applicants was approved, but the Black home applicants were denied. Now, this is not surprising because in America, there's been documented history pretty much since the inception of this country where Black Americans have been denied for the opportunity to own land and to own home. And this is a continual cycle where banks have been caught discriminating against people off of their race. And now, which lead me to the second category, which is names. Now, Citibank has been discovered to discriminate against Armenian Americans, and they were basing it off of people's last name. They also were suspected from those from Iran, and so by their name, they were really discriminating against their nationalities. And so they were looking at their last names and how it was ending to deny them for loans, especially for Armenians and those of Armenian ancestry, because they had labeled them of creating and causing a lot of fraud. And this is a discrimination. So that is a category that banks secretly discriminate against you. The third way banks discriminate is by address. And a lot to contrary belief, people believe if I'm just qualified for a loan, I should be able to get it. But banks in certain areas have been caught and have practiced for years what's called redlining, where they're not giving loans in particular areas and that they deem mostly in minority areas. So you may be a person that's qualified for that loan, but because that business that you want to start or home you want to buy is in a particular zip code that they're redlining, then you can't get that loan because of the zip code the property is in. And it connects back to race against certain communities. Now, with that, this is why you see blight in certain communities because banks will not give loans for businesses or homes there. My parents experienced this when they were buying a commercial real estate property. Really, it was a residential 6 family home and they couldn't get a loan. My parents already was homeowners. They owned a number of investment properties at the time, and a relative was selling the property, and they couldn't get a loan, even though they were well qualified with income and assets. They actually had to leverage one of their properties to buy it and cash out stocks and bonds in order to buy that property because it was located in a Black community. And so this is why you see in Black communities and other communities that's minority, why you see this blight because banks are practicing redlining. And City National Bank recently was caught doing this in Black and Latino communities in Los Angeles, where they were redlining, where you couldn't get a loan in certain areas. And they were doing that on purpose, even if these people were qualified for the loan, because it was under a particular address, they would not give them loans, which is discrimination. Another way that banks been caught secretly discriminating is immigration status. With banks, a lot of them will look at someone immigration status, and if that person is here legally, they can get bank loans. Generally, what they will have is a TIN number, and they should be able to get approved if they're being discriminated against off of their status. That is a violation of the law. So even when people are seeing the migrants come in, they're under an asylum law, seeking asylum, so they're here legally. And if they file and do their paperwork, they should qualify for a TIN number and be able to get credit cards and loans. So if banks discriminate against them off of their status, that is a violation of the law, and there is a class action lawsuit in the works for those who are being discriminated on their immigration status. Number five, another way banks have been caught discriminating is by gender. Goldman and Sachs recently was hit with a lawsuit that they settled because they were discriminating against their female workers, and they were even paying them less than male counterparts. Even throughout the 70s, women could not get loans by themselves if they were not married, where men were able to get loans. So banks will use your gender in order to discriminate against you. Which brings us to the last category, number six, is age. Recently, there is a class action lawsuit filed against JP Morgan Chase for age discrimination. Now, these claims are being brought against them by employees who were discriminated because of their age. And this is a violation of the federal law to discriminate against someone because of their age. And these people that were being discriminated in the age category were an older category of employees. So if you feel like you've been discriminated in these categories, I'm going to show you some class action lawsuits in the works and where you can go to putting your claim with the federal government, or if you feel like you've been discriminated in lending, and what you need to do so your voice can be heard. If you feel that you was turned down for a mortgage or a home loan because of redlining or any discrimination practices, you can call the Justice Department Housing Discrimination Tip Line at 1-833 591 0291, or you can submit a report online to the Civil Rights Division. This even covers your race, color, national origin, and disability, sex, religion. And so any categories that you feel that your civil rights was violated, so you can submit a report here online. And if you feel that way, it's good to submit this report because this can bring light if other people are also saying that they're being discriminated against these banking institutions. And so the federal government can step in and add penalties and fines, and you may even actually cause a class action lawsuit to come into play. Also, at Top Class Action Lawsuits, they are looking for those who have been discriminated against banks that were rejected on their immigration status or their national origin. If you feel that you've been discriminated, you can go to Top Class Action Lawsuits. In order for you to qualify for this class action lawsuit, you would need to fill out the form. You can qualify if you or a loved one have been turned down for a loan or credit card despite a good credit history, or if the bank or credit union closed your account, you may have been targeted for illegal discrimination, therefore qualify to join a class action lawsuit investigation to receive a cash payment. So I will leave this link also in the description of the video and in the pinned comment section if you feel like you need to join this class action lawsuit. Hopefully this information was helpful. And if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section. But if you have more detailed questions, you can submit them to my website, and all your questions go directly to my cell phone. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.